Hey guys, Static here, and today on Dungeon Guide we're going to be covering Veteran Hard Mode Arx Corinium. The first thing I want to mention in this dungeon is there are a lot of interruptible enemies within each mob. The Lamias can be interrupted when you first pull. They'll do shouts which give them an attack buff, and also these Lurchers will do a charged attack of sorts which you can also bash. As with most bosses that have enemies all around them, you want to burn them down before you really worry about the mechanics of the boss themselves. You'll notice that the boss curls up in a ball here and gets a big red circle around it. That's poison damage if you stand in it. Not to mention, if you damage the enemy while they're curled up in this state, it actually does the opposite effect and actually heals the boss. So hold off and damage after it comes out of that phase. The only other attack this boss has is a widespread conal attack that your tank can just block through. It's a good idea to pull this boss out of the water where he appears, as his lightning attacks will actually be enhanced and the stuns will be more prevalent if you're standing in water when he does his attacks. He'll have shock bolts he shoots at a random party member along with lightning strikes from the sky. His last attack is a conal charged lightning attack which your tank can just simply block through. This boss's main mechanic is her song. Whenever she starts to scream, you want to follow the baby snake and get inside the bubble, as that's the only safe area where you take no damage. The rest of this fight is essentially just a tank and spank, just while blocking heavy and light attacks. After the boss fight, don't leave this area without turning this lever, as you cannot progress to the next boss fight without it. This boss has a lot of adds around them, so burn them down quick, but always be moving, as this boss's main mechanic can catch you off guard while you're trying to clear the trash. The boss's main AoE mechanic has two red circles, a large one and a small one. If you get hit by that outer ring, it's not that big a deal, it's just a little bit of damage, you'll be fine. If you get hit by the middle, inner ring, you get knocked down and it could actually be a one-shot on squishy targets. So keep watching for it and get your dodge roll fingers ready. Once again, this boss has a lot of adds around him. Just burn the trash down before you really focus on him. The only attack that differs this boss from a regular Lurcher is this green beam that just gives him a minor heal. He maintains all of his heavy attacks that you can block and his interruptible charged attacks just like a regular Lurcher would. Before charging in gung-ho towards this boss, don't forget to activate hard mode by reading the scroll here. This back left tiny island here is the only safe space in this boss fight where you don't have to worry about her charged attacks which electrify either the water or the other islands in this area. Another trick you can utilize here is that the tank can turn the boss away from the rest of the group, and as long as your group stays within melee distance of this boss, even if you're a ranged damage dealer, she will never turn and do her conal attack towards any party member, only towards the tank, which is good because this attack is quite strong and it can actually one-shot squishy targets. One other thing to note here is throughout the fight she will maintain a damage shield. All this really means is that your DPS is probably going to be a little lower as you cannot crit a damage shield. So, if you follow these tactics, you pretty much reduce this fight to a tank and spank. You ignore most of her mechanics and you just burn her down and get 2 easy keys. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. Please smash that like and subscribe button below for future content releases. I really appreciate the support everybody's been showing me. So I want to just say thank you to each and every one of you. It really means a lot to me. See you guys later and catch you next time.